Hi Helen, Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for Madewell Concrete in Denver, Colorado. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get Madewell in front of the people searching for concrete services in the Denver metro area. Like I said to Adeja on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. This is something that I do professionally, so if you have questions about this stuff, I would be happy to answer them. But these videos are really my way of putting some good into the world and doing what I set out to do when I first started learning these skills, which was just to help locally owned businesses and family run businesses and people who are running businesses and have families, and just that I'm running around in circles here. But anyways, so I'm just going to get into it. Okay, so the first thing that I always check for is a click to call phone number up here, and you've got it. So way to go. I do notice that this is a your business is franchise, perhaps. Something where you've got basically somebody else's website, you've got your own little corner of it, and that's fine. And I don't know how much freedom you have when it comes to changing things on the website, but there's some things that involve changing things on the site, but there's a lot of stuff that happens off the site as well. So I'll show you that and talk about some of those things that you can do to help you get more customers, even if you can't change the site significantly. So okay, so the first thing, or I guess the second after the call thing, is your content. So how many words are on this page, and are they relevant, as well as, oh, that's so cool, uh, as well as how the images are saved. Those all matter to Google, so they matter to me. All right, so I can tell you right now that you have a pretty decent amount of words. You're definitely going to want to increase it, but they are relevant, so that's a really great start. So we always suggest to our clients that they have a minimum of 3,000 words on their homepage and 1,500 words on any other pages. So, but because this is your, it's sort of like your homepage, even though it's not the homepage of the site. It is one you're really trying to push some traffic to. So I might suggest that you actually increase that up to, you know, instead of the 1,500, like a back page, you might want to treat it more like a home page and give it that 3,000 minimum. And there are some fun ways to hide text in there so that, you know, it's not really hidden. People could find it and read it. But, you know, if it had a little, you know, something like this, where well, maybe this one would be a good, better example. It could have a little read more here. You click it and it just drops down and it has more words. And that way it doesn't affect the look of the site too much. Now that's assuming you're able to change things, and as well as the next thing I'll show you is also assuming you can make changes. So if I right click on my favorite image that you have on the site, I can click Save Image As and see this was saved as PD landscape. Now nobody's going to be typing in PD landscape to find you or your services. So what you want to do is actually resave these images, like I said, if you're able to, and save them as key phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services and they happen to be in your service area. So I'll show you how we find those specific key phrases that people are typing in. But first I want to show you my favorite tool. This is Ahrefs. This is a tool that my agency uses. And it gives us an in-depth look into how a website is performing, because it's one thing for a website to look pretty, which yours does, hands down, absolutely. But it's another whole thing for it to actually function as a lead generation machine, getting you those high quality exclusive leads that many people just dream of, right? So you've got here UR and DR scores. This is on a scale from 0 to 100. How trustworthy and credible does Google think that your web page is and your website is, respectively? So for your web page, it would be this exact one with the /Denver at the end. So this is your corner of the site. And then this DR score is the site as a whole. and you haven't got any backlinks or referring domains coming to this page, which is why your score is quite low. So what a backlink is any link from any other website that points back to your site. So specifically this page. So you might have a what is it, a home goods store, local, home goods store, that has a link on their website saying, hey, if you need concrete services in Denver, check out these guys over here. And maybe concrete services in Denver is lit up blue like a link, and if you click on that link, it takes you to your site. That's going to help you show up for the phrase concrete services in Denver, but it's also going to give you some juice, as we call it, or some credibility with Google, and help raise this score. Okay, so then I go over here to organic keywords. I can see what phrases you show up for in the first 100 results when a person types it into Google. Unfortunately, being number 11 is just about as bad as not existing at all, because hardly anyone leaves the first page of Google, as you probably already know. But we can click on it and we can see where you are showing up. You're looks like you're on the first page for Madewell, Denver, which is good. You want to show up when people type your own name into your service area for sure. I would say you definitely want to be higher than this 8. You don't want to be the 8th position for your own name. But here is one that's pretty good. So you've got residential concrete Denver. You're showing up on the second page, so you're real close to being on the first page. 60 people are typing this into Google each month, and it's got a keyword difficulty, or KD, of 12. So a KD is keyword difficulty, again on a scale from 0 to 100. How difficult does this tool Ahrefs think it will be to get to the first page of Google? 12 seems like a very low score, and for someone like my co-worker, colleague, team member, George, a 12 would be easy. It would be a Tuesday. Well, not Tuesday. Nothing happens overnight, but you know what I mean. It would be simple. But for someone like you who's just getting started, I assume, with this kind of stuff, we really like to go for keyword difficulty scores of 5 and below, or 10 below if there's nothing real good in the 5 below range. And that's just simply because it's going to take less effort, less time commitment, less money if you're paying someone to do it, to get up into the first page, and you're going to see faster results. Then with a 12, you've got more competition for that key phrase. So I did a little bit of research, found some key phrases that you might want to enjoy, want to include, on your home page and save your images as, if you have that ability, or have those backlinks, say, concrete patios Denver, for example. It's got that 0 KD, so of course it won't happen overnight because SEO doesn't work that way, but with a KD of 0, it's going to be a lot easier and a lot faster to get to the first page than those higher ones, like I said. And it's got 150 people typing that exact phrase, concrete patios Denver, into Google every single month. So that is a really good one to go after. It's got both something that you do and the area that you do it, which makes it a local keyword, and that's going to be a lot more useful than another one that doesn't have that both mention of something you do and the area that you do it in. Okay, so if I type that into Google, which I did, I can see the results here. Usually there's some ads at the top. They're not showing up for me. It doesn't matter. Most people just skip past them. And then you have the map pack. So this is the top 3 local results. You definitely want to get up here, and how you do that is a little bit different than how you get up into the organic results, which are down here. So how you get to the map pack is with citations. So you want to make sure that your Google My Business listing is listed properly, so that you have your name, address, and phone number spelled exactly right. And then you take that and you want to take that information and plaster it all over different directories like Yext, City Star, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Yelp, all these different places where you can list your information as a business. And that is going to help you basically seem credible, seem like people are talking about you. And that is going to help Google see you as relevant and therefore push you to the top of the map pack. That'll be really nice because if you end up in the top 3 of the maps, you end up on the first page of Google, which is great. And then none of that though is as exciting as being in this position here. This is what's called the #1 organic result, and it is going to get approximately 30% of all the traffic that comes to this page. So of the 150 people that type in Concrete Patios Denver every month, approximately 45, like clockwork, will click on this result. Now here's the interesting part, and it kind of backs up that 0 KD, the 0 keyword difficulty we saw earlier. Google would prefer to show a local result like these guys or like you before a directory for this type of keyword. But it didn't think that this one was quite worthy of being above Yelp. So that shows me that these guys are not working very hard to be in that #1 spot, or else they would be. But they're doing something right. So because they're on the first page and we're not, right? So let's check out their website and see what it is that they're doing. How can we copy them if they're doing something good? And what can we do to surpass them? So number of words on the home page, a little higher than your side page. Actually, this isn't even a home page. We're also fighting a path, is what we call it sometimes, or a back page. A page that's not the home page. So it's 2 back pages against each other, which is fine. It doesn't really change the goal or even how we go about it. It's just an interesting fact. So, okay, so they have relevant content, but it's still not that 3,000 minimum that I was talking about, or even that 1,500 minimum I was talking about for back pages. So, it's not going to be too difficult to outdo them in that way. And then are they taking advantage of saving their images as key phrases? We can right click, save image as, and no, they are not. This is a random string of numbers. Definitely people are not typing that in to find their services. Okay, and then we can go over to their score on Ahrefs, and we can see that they have a decent UR score. I mean, it's a beginner score, but it's okay. And then the DR score for the entire website is very low. So they're putting a bit of work into their Concrete Patios page, but they're not putting that much work into their entire website as a whole. So that kind of gives them a weak spot right there as well. And then we can, here's one of my favorite things to do. We can click on organic keywords and see what they're showing up for and go, is there anything here that we want to show up for that would be helpful as well? And that can give us some ideas sometimes, like resurfacing concrete porches. Now this one though, this one's exciting, but what is it missing? It's missing the area. So a person typing resurfacing concrete porches just that way, they could be in Denver, but it's way more likely that they're in New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles, or anywhere else in the United States. So this just isn't very helpful, even though it's got a higher amount of people searching for it. It's better to go after like Denver patio design. That one's okay. It's got a lower amount of people searching for it, but all of these 20 people searching for it are going to be looking for your services in your area. Sorry, my phone's ringing in the other room. So that is basically it. That's it. That's all I got for you. So here's my phone number. Here's my email address. Just a real quick recap for you. You want to increase the relevant content on your site, at least 1,500 words on that back page if you're able to make changes on the site. And of course, any more is going to help you out. Implement backlinks to rank for high volume keywords like Concrete Patios Denver, like how I talked about getting those backlinks on those other relevant and credible sites. And then you want to add citations, your name, address, and phone number to different directories, and get your Google My Business listing up into the map pack to drive more potential clients to your website, get them on the phone, get those deals, right? So okay, well, that is it for me. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and I look forward to your feedback so that I can improve these for the next business owner. Thank you. Bye.